Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another Obby Creator video. Today we're going to be building the third floor of Tower of Super-Ception, which is the soul crushing tower for my Obby Creator JTOH string. That might have been exactly what I said for the intro in the last video. I don't know. But speaking of the last video, that's where we built floor 2, and of course the video before that, we built floor 1. If you don't want to miss the videos of the later floors, remember to subscribe so that you don't miss those. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this next floor, hopefully it won't be as hard to make because I won't be entirely blinded by the red. Let me go ahead and clone all of the things. As you just saw, I just sold the giant part. I sized that up to put my money into there when I'm AFKing for money. That way I can, that's because of the cash limit. Yeah, and so basically when I need a bunch of money right now, I can just do that. Let's go ahead and set this to the color. Every other floor is a black gradient floor going slowly up to white. These ones, the other ones are red, which will slowly turn to dark red, if not black. I'm not sure yet. I just copied all of those and resized them back because obviously I sort of broke up the frame a little bit when I was making like the outside sections. And yeah, if you did not see the previous videos, this is basically Tower of Inception but with a lot more layers. Floor 2 ends right here. I'm adding this hole into the frame so that obviously it'll go back inside, which would be right here. And let me also go ahead and turn on Invincible while editing. So the routing of this floor, I think, we're just going to go in a spiral, so you'll go around layer 1, then go inside to layer 2, then go inside to layer 3, then into layer 4, and not layer 5, because, as I've said, you're going to jump down to the wind pad right at the end. I think I want to start off by, you're going to go over there to get a button by jumping across the top of these ladder flicks. It'll activate this platform right here, and let's go ahead and rotate it. Maybe that'll make it look a little nicer. Okay, so, I don't want the player to just go across this wall right here, so, yeah, I'm just going to extend this upward. That way you can't just jump on top of there. I was going to put an insta-kill on top of there, but you can literally not even see it because of how bright the floor beneath it is. So you're going to jump across the top of these ladder flicks, and then you're going to go onto this half stud, which I just put here. Then you're going to jump up onto here. Then I kind of want to do a speed section now. The colors I like to put them are just full yellow and neon. So like 255R and 255G. Let's put this one part beneath it so it looks a bit nicer. I guess the speed section is going to stay about at this level. Then you'll hit the button here, like around here. And then when you come back around, it'll be at the top, if that makes sense, with the newly opened up pathway. Okay, so you're gonna have to go across these 2x2s, I guess. I don't want to do 1x1s because those are really hard with speed and pretty much just super annoying. Then maybe a wraparound, because you don't see like speed section wraparounds very often. So here's what I just did. I think that's pretty good. Okay, and then I guess we'll put the button here. I put it at blue, but now I just remembered it actually needs to be gray. And then the metal texture, just like that. And then, should it be a timed button? Yeah, sure. Why not? So I just scaled this big speed deactivator around this whole area. And then, yeah, you'll go back and you won't have speed anymore. There will be the one that's like a little down lower. That way when you fall, your speed will get deactivated and it won't be super annoying to get back up. Or just so you can't take any shortcuts on your way back up or whatever. So yeah, you're gonna come around here, you're gonna hit that button, and then you gotta come back here in time. Yeah, so you're just going to jump onto there. That would of course be the easiest most likely. And then that'll deactivate your speed. Then onto here. How about now we do some wraparounds that get progressively harder. We'll actually make it a 4-stud thing like this. It'll be raised up by just a little bit. Then I suppose you'll jump onto here. It'll sort of be another wraparound, I guess, if you want to call it that, because you're sort of jumping onto there. Then how about you actually do go on top of this? Okay, so I just built this. So what you'll do is you'll do that wraparound where you sort of gotta squeeze through that gap. Then you got this stick out wraparound, and then the first wall hop of the tower. So you just gotta do it like that. We'll make sure that you can't jump onto anything on the next floor whenever I build that. Then we'll add a 0.1 tightrope. So pretty easy to make. You obviously just set your snapping and then you do that. And then we got to set the material to neon. Let's make sure it's not snapped to these arrow keys, so that you can't just align yourself. That'll make it a little bit harder. I'm not gonna make it like sort of hang down or whatever like an actual rope would. Mainly just because that's hard to make and I'm not very good at that. What I will make it do though is turn. There you go. So you gotta do this very carefully. And then you have to turn carefully. Then a long jump onto here, onto the top of that wraparound. It's actually pretty hard. Then we'll have a long jump onto the top up. There we go. That took 1,000,000 attempts. So now I will say, then you will have a long jump onto the top of this wraparound. Then we're going to climb up a truss, but why wouldn't I put that Tower of Inception trap where you put a can collide falls thing right here and then they just slip off and fall to their death? I'm also going to place the platform on top of here in a specific way. That way, if I place it like this, then the player is not going to want to climb up the back of it so that they can save themselves from that. So they just have to know that this is there. Then a few more 1 studs until you go into the next floor. Or next layer, I mean. There, we'll put a kill brick on top of there too to make it a little more interesting. Then you'll jump down to these 1 studs and then go into layer number 2. I won't do a billion corner clips on this floor. No promises though. You're going to have to squeeze through this gap. And you basically can't jump, so you're gonna have to very carefully jump right here. So, probably something like that, but obviously there's going to be an actual platform to land on top of. There, I've just added a conveyor jump right here, so, well, no, not a conveyor jump, but an unmarked conveyor that'll crush you into this kill brick, and I guess I need to increase the speed so it actually will damage you more. That still doesn't do any damage, practically, but it's fine. Now you're going to jump off of the conveyor and onto here. Now I'm thinking some beat blocks. If you don't know how to make these, it's not that hard. You want to use the timed parts. So I'm scaling them out and then scaling them back in like that, just so I can be sure it's centered between the 2 walls. You can make it universal or whatever if you want. I'm going to make sure that I space these out equally. So we'll set this to 10 snapping. Okay, well maybe it's not the most centered on this wall, but if I make it alternate between these, then it'll be a bit more equal, I guess. And you'll land safely on this half stud right here. Then, of course, you select all of them and put whatever you want the time to be. I think I'm going to keep it at 5. And once you have that done, you just want to select every other platform and set the timed offset of those ones to the exact same thing. That way, you'll be able to count them. Yeah, okay, that's going to take ages to get through if they're all 5. Maybe I'll make it down to 2.3. Then you'll jump onto this half stud. I have an interesting idea here. What if we make a 5 stud gap like that, and you can't go above it? So we want to scale this up, I guess, all the way to the top right there. Then we'll delete that one. So you gotta like go into climbing animation and then carefully climb up. So yeah, you gotta carefully jump onto another half stud. Well, no, this one will be 0.5 by 0.5 by 0.5, not 0.5 by 1 by 1. Technically, it's 1/8 of a stud. And we'll rotate it, because why not? Then you'll go into the next layer. So what if I'll do it just like this. You know that thing on Tower of Hot Chocolate Fury where it's all the different conveyors and other things like falling platforms and stuff, where the different text tells you the different things? I want to do that here. Again. So first I gotta add all the platforms. So we'll do a conveyor. And the size of all of these, since it's kind of small in this layer, it's only 5 studs. We'll make them be 3 by 3s. What if I make it so that the things slowly go down, and then I'll do like insta kills underneath them? That way, you won't just like jump down or whatever. That seems kind of interesting. There'll be 6 studs apart and 3 down. So if I set the snapping to, okay, 9, so that there's actually more of a gap. So yeah, I'll set it to 3 snapping, then I'll go 3 like that and down, assuming that there's not a wall in the way. Okay, so I've now finished that. It did take a little bit of time, but here's what I have. It says, what is this, baby hour? Come on, you can read. That's what it says. That's the same thing it says on Tower of Hot Chocolate Fury, by the way. That sign is Can Collide False, by the way, so you can't jump on it. Anyway, we have forward, left, right, backward, fading platform, forward, spin part, beat block. And to time this one, it's right when it's about to turn invisible again. So right now. Wait, no. So right now. And then right, can collide false, left, fading platform, backward, and subscribe to Rare Studios. You should do that, by the way. And then you jump onto here, and then you gotta do this trust corner clip. But once you land on this platform, you can't jump again because you'll hit your head. I mean, obviously if you jump down here, you can jump again, but well, walk down there because you can't jump. But yeah, then it's a trust corner clip. It is another corner clip, but at least it's not the same. It's a truss corner clip. If it's a truss, you have to do it sideways or backwards. You can't do it forwards because you'll be in climbing animation. Then we'll ascend back up layer 4, and technically layer 3 was a descending one. And then for floor number 4, you'll go out from layer 4 to layer 3, then layer 2, then layer 1. So first you'll jump up to here, and then maybe a lodge, and I think it'll fit nicely in this small gap. So what I have to do is make a 1.75 stud gap. So that's now a 2 stud gap, and then we just got to set this to, we got to set our snap to grid to 0.25, and then scale any one you want. Let's obviously set these to the correct, like, color. Yeah, you do got to put the height of it correct, so you can't just jump on top of it. Okay, apparently I was wrong. It's actually, there should be a 1.5 stud gap in between them. So you have to, make sure you stand at just the right thing to go through. You can use alignment, I guess. And then land like that. And for me, you can just jump right there. Okay, then you'll have to jump onto this stud right here. Then we'll put one final 0.25 stud right there. And so you got to, like, hug the wall very carefully right there. And that will be it for floor 3. Now I'll show you the whole floor as I usually do. So floor 2 ends right here. You gotta jump across the top of these ladder flicks from the previous floor. Then you jump up to there, but you do have to go into climbing animation. Then you have this quick speed section, and then you hit this button, which will have a timer, and it will actually be like connected to the thing. And apparently you can also high jump to skip this, which I'm going to have to fix, but I'll do that later. Anyway, you then have to do the quick speed section back, and then you gotta jump down to there, which will deactivate your speed, or at least it should. It tried to not do that for a second, I don't know why. Then you go back across, you'll jump on top of that wall, and you go on top of that corner clip, that's the button activated, and then you're right here. So what you'll do is a wraparound, then you gotta jump up, and then another wraparound, then you're gonna stick out, and then a wall hop, followed by a 0.1 stud tightrope, which you have to do quite carefully, especially at this turn. And then a pretty long jump right here onto the top of that thing. Then of course we have this Tower of Inception trap right there, and you go on top of here, and then you have these 1 studs, then you gotta squeeze through this tiny gap, and then jump like that, and not take too much damage from the full speed conveyor. So then you have these beat blocks, you gotta go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then you jump on here. Then you got to squeeze under this gap, and you got to make sure to time the jump correctly, that way you don't hit your head. Then you twist in there. Then we have this, which I showed a minute ago. So then you have this lodge. You got to time it correctly like that. Then you just slide across. Then you jump onto that 1 stud, and then onto that quarter stud. And onto floor 5. Okay, so that's floor 3 of Tower of Super-Ception. This is the ID if you want to try any of the floors I've built out. And I actually need to add this. That way you don't have to beat all the floors just to try out what I built in this specific video. So yeah, if you want to try it out, just come to this obby. So I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe if you did. And if you don't want to miss the future floors as I build them of this tower. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.